Welcome to Super Simple Security Principles, where you learn how to think, not just what to do. I'm Nick Jackson. Learn here with me from my good buddy and Master Guardian. Here we go. We're going to dive in. Do you know what? This is episode 81. Why you should start checking the Amazon seller. All right. So why should I check the Amazon seller?
So do
Is
you right now?
I mean,
Do you ever pay attention to that?
I haven't. No.
Okay. That's good. I mean, I statistically, I mean, I don't know. I haven't done a specific poll, but anecdotally, it feels like almost nobody does that
Right.
I've talked to. Right? I'm guessing you can tell me if this matches with you, but normally you basically look at cost, you might look at reviews, maybe brand, like we've talked about a bunch, and
Yep.
rarely, if ever, the seller.
Yep. All right. I was like, I hardly ever check the seller. That said, I do have one person here that is very diligent at checking the seller, and that's my wife.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good, because it's important. Yeah, especially when picking between options.
Yeah.
Like, you see multiple products, you're like, they all look kind of similar. Which one should I pick? Because the price is really the same. They all look in okay reviews. Seller is a good one. And actually, I mean, I use it anytime. For me, anytime I'm buying anything that's not sold by Amazon themselves, I
Yeah.
absolutely check the seller.
Okay.
It's also useful when the product doesn't have many reviews, which isn't the case for a lot of things, but every once in a while I have bought something with very few reviews where the seller themselves looked fine.
Okay.
So what I'm talking about here, though, is it's because it's sort of hidden. I mean, it's at least not super prominent, but it's just below the add to cart and buy now buttons.
Okay.
And there's actually two places a seller is listed because there's a ships from and a sold by. And both of these list a seller.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to walk through the cases. So the first case is where it'll just say ships from Amazon, sold by Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay. That's straightforward. They're putting their name all over it. They're stocking the product. They're certifying it. You have maximum protection from Amazon. Doesn't mean it's going to be a good product, but it has Amazon putting their name behind it as much as they do anything on Amazon.
Yeah.
And then you have the case where both the ships from and sold by are an Amazon seller, something else besides Amazon. And that's the case where Amazon is saying the least about guaranteeing the quality. They still do quite a bit, actually, which is one of the reasons why Amazon thrives, but still,
Yeah.
they're not housing the product, they don't have extra certification. That's the minimal.
Yeah.
And then the most interesting case, though, I think, for this purpose, I mean, you still want to check the seller, but is when it says ships from Amazon, but sold by a different seller, not Amazon.
Okay.
Because that's kind of middle of the road. Means that I don't know exactly what they have to do and what the requirements are and ramifications are for the seller. I'm not an Amazon expert as far as that goes, just a end purchaser, but it has some more additional level of guarantees from Amazon and things. And like it's
Yeah.
a good sign for me as a seller. As a buyer, if I see that it ships from Amazon, that's a strong sign that at least it's reputable. Again, that Amazon stands behind it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about though when you're buying anytime you're buying something that's sold by a seller, not Amazon, then my recommendation is you just click on that seller link and go to it.
Okay.
And what it does, it'll take you to basically a little like a mini web page on Amazon itself. It doesn't take you offsite, it's on Amazon, but it has a lot of useful information about the seller.
Nice.
So the first thing is that it has reviews. and it defaults to the last 12 months. But if you actually look, you can click in there and change it to a lifetime. And for the really big sellers, like there's one in particular that I use that has a lifetime of like over 1 million reviews, or not,
Wow.
maybe 100,000. Can't remember. Anyway, it's a lot of reviews. And they're done in terms of positive percentage, because you just say, yes, this was a good seller or bad. So it's not
Yeah.
it's not a 1 to 5 stars. And so my personal kind of general rule, because I've found the seller rating to be very predictive, like it means a
Pretty
lot.
accurate.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like if a seller doesn't have 90% or higher, I don't buy from them.
Okay.
Is kind of my rough cutoff.
Yeah.
Also on there, you can read a bit of story there, like the story about their origin or whatever they want to tell you about themselves.
Yeah.
There's a customer service phone, like we've talked about. It's always great if you're interested in finding out more about them, giving it a call. There's an address. And this one I find particularly interesting too, because you can see where they're located, and tons of them you will see, like we've talked about on the Funky Brands episode, that they are Chinese sellers. They have
Yeah.
Chinese addresses, and you can't read it because it's all in Chinese
Right.
scripture, whatever. And which is fine. I mean, I've bought from plenty of Chinese sellers. It's not necessarily a bad thing in and of itself. It's just good to know,
Right.
because sometimes they try to feign like they're American made,
Right.
and when in that case, I do avoid them. If they're, I mean, and most of them are trying to seem flavored and targeted towards Americans, which is fine. But if they
Right.
actually, and I've had a few cases where they claim like they're really trying to say we're made in America, and then they have a Chinese address, you know, I avoid those. So, but
Yeah.
um, so because one of the reasons why seller is so useful is the reviews, product reviews they feel like they're a lot easier to exploit than the seller reviews for whatever reason. I don't know if it's verified. I'm not sure what the process looks like differently with Amazon.
Okay.
But at least, anyway, I really trust the seller thing a lot, and I've avoided a lot of sellers with a low rating.
Okay.
So that's been my experience. The last tip I want to share is related to multiple sellers, because so for items like books and DVDs,
Yeah.
where you'll have multiple sellers,
Mm-hmm.
looking at the sellers there, I also recommend, besides, not just, again, looking at price, just picking the cheapest, but looking at the sellers.
Yeah.
Because there are actually, I don't know how long they survive, but I've had plenty of times where I pulled up a seller and their review was like 75% or something even lower, and I'm not touching that.
Yeah.
So
Right.
anyway, that's my sales pitch for starting to pay attention to your seller anytime you're not just buying from Amazon directly. Did I convince
Awesome.
you?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, that's super simple. I was gonna say my recap of that would just be make sure you're aware of the seller and the information. Like, again, that's an easy rule to follow. Hey, above 90, yeah, below.
Yeah, and you can even have whatever threshold you're comfortable with, your caution level. But and I would say too, just as a reminder, like just as a kind of a trigger, they're right by the purchase buttons. Those add cart
Yeah.
and buy now buttons, they're literally right below it. Either on if you're on a laptop, it's right below them. If you're on, I checked the Amazon app on your phone, they're right below them there. So
Okay.
just kind of, you don't even have to hunt around for them. Just when you're going to think about that, all you have to do is scan just a little bit below with your eyes. Oh, is that Amazon or not? Okay, if it's not, let's just take a quick peek.
Yeah.
So that's the easy kind of habit adjustment to make, is it's right there.
Perfect. Awesome.
That's it.
That's it. That was a good episode, man. I liked it.
Are you ready to take action and wondering where to start? Get my Bulletproof My Identity Starter Kit for free. The 7 most vital layers of protection everyone needs. I'll send you one step at a time and help you if you get stuck. Just go to bulletproofmyid.com and enter your name and email, and I will send you the first step. Again, that's bulletproofmyid.com.